Hello everyone, so welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I'm gonna make the game Snake. I'm gonna make a simpler version of it. So basically the user's gonna control the snake. If you haven't seen Snake before, it's like, I'll show a picture later, it's a really popular game. So the user's gonna control the snake, and the snake cannot leave the grid, and the snake will eat food that's like randomly generated. It's not gonna have a thing of like when you eat, the snake gets bigger. I'll make another video for that. But yeah, first of all, I'm just gonna like show you guys. I just want to show you guys like how I organize my code and how I make it and the thinking process of it. So yeah. So the first thing I like to do is I like to just have like organize everything. So I like to start with the imports, then screen, then variables, and then for the game loop, I go to the keyboard. After that, I do moving. Print positions. Okay, so I think update, not upgrade. But okay, that's kind of how we're gonna go with it. I don't think I'm missing much. If I am, I can just add later. But yeah, I like this because it's kind of like a checklist now, and it's like, okay, I finished this and this, So for import, we're gonna import two things. So we're gonna import Pygame first because we're using Pygame. Oh. And we're gonna import random as well. Something I almost always forget is to initiate Pygame. So yeah, don't forget to do that. I think you're supposed to do it at the start. So yeah, then for the screen, I like to do this. So I do with height. I want to make it very small, because why not? And then normally I make it at 600 times 600, but I did that for one of my games and it was very big. So I want to make it smaller because I think in Snake it's also like pretty small, the screen. Okay, and then after that, let's just do screen. So for screen, we're gonna do pygame.display.set mode, and then we'll do width and height. Nice. Also, you might ask yourself, okay, we know width is 400 and height is 400, so why can't we just do this? I mean, sure, you can do that. It's gonna work exactly the same. The only thing is, if you change your width after to like 500 and this to 500, this is not being updated. But if you just keep width and height, it'll always be updated no matter what you change it to. So I mean, it's just 10 times easier for you. Okay, after that, we also want to put a caption. So I'm going to do this Pygame. So yeah, Pygame dot display dot set caption. I guess we can call it the snake game. Nice. And then we're going to put also a clock. So clock is equal to Pygame dot time dot clock. There you go. Okay, we can add anything else if we missed that. Okay, next up for the variables, I like to do colors first. I don't know why, just why not? So colors, this makes life easier. Okay, nice. And after that, I also want to, so we have the snake, and then we also have the food. Okay, so let's do snake first. So we need snake size, snake speed, snake X, snake Y, and the same thing for the food. So, okay, so snake size first. Let's make it 10. We can change after. Let's make it 2. Oh, this means this makes 2 pixels per frame. Okay, then snake X. This one, normally I use a formula. So for snake, actually no, I won't use a formula. I'll just use like 200. Yeah, I'll just like 100. That should be fine. Okay, now for food size, let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, food, the food doesn't move. Okay, sorry, so food X, let's do a random dot, yeah, like that one. And then food y, same thing. For food, basically what's going on here, so we're making it random because it generates every time. And here it's width because it's in the x, and y because it's height because it's in the vertical, so y. Okay, and after that, last but not least, I think, is the score. So we're gonna start with the score of 0, and every time the snake eats the food, it's gonna go up by 1. Okay, so we got this done with. Now, okay, so next up, for running, running true, then we do, so while running, it does it for you, so like messes me up. Okay, so while running, keys equals pygame.keys.getPressed, and then we go into the keyboard. So for event in pygame.event.get, I'll explain after what all of this means. So if event dot type equals pygame dot quit, then running is false. So basically here what it's basically we're just asking pygame, so we're asking pygame has anything happened, right? So has anything happened? So if pygame, and then pygame says basically pygame just sees that, like, oh yeah, they quit, so they would say, okay, then stop running, right? So running would be false. However, there's other events, right? So has anything happened? It can either be yes, the person quits, and then we say, okay, then stop running, or it can be yes, if event.type equals pygame key down, and then we have a new loop, so it's if event.key. So basically saying here, has anything happened, pygame? And pygame can say yes, the person quits, then the computer's like, okay, then I'm gonna stop. Or it can say yes, the person is using the keyboard, and it's like, if it's going to the left, we're gonna print you're moving to the left. So moving to the left, right? And then if event, exactly. So then all of these, it's very repetitive. Up, yep. And then if event. So basically, okay, that went a little bit fast because it kind of does it for you. But basically it's just saying, okay, so if it's still running, that means, because we're using the keyboard, right? Because we're using the keyboard. So if it went left, just print move to the left. If it went to the right, that means move to the right. If it goes up, just say it's just print is moving to up, and down, just print is moving down. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. However, if we were to just run it like this now, one bad thing that would happen is, sure, it says, okay, we're moving to the left. That's what it's gonna print, but it's not actually gonna be doing that. So we have to write this down. So if pygame dot, which one's first? Okay, left. If keys is pygame dot k left, then snake x is minus equal the speed. Okay. Minus equal, yeah, the snake's speed. Oh, there you go. Level. Okay, so, and then it's the same thing for all of them. So if keys, pygame, okay, yep. If keys, okay, yep. One thing to keep in mind though, for when it goes up, it's actually going minus for vertical. Just, yeah, something to keep in mind. Okay, lovely. So we got this done as well. And now one important thing is we're going to check the collision, right? So, okay, so now our snake is moving, but it could move anywhere. It can even leave. So what we're going to do is, it's like logic. So basically, we're going to tell ourselves, okay, so if snake x, right, so if where it is bigger than the width, which is, do we say 400? 400, nice, yeah. Minus the snake size, then x is going to equal width minus snake size. Okay, so basically what we're saying here is if the snake, if the position the snake is on is bigger than the width, which is 400, minus the snake size. The snake, I think, is 10. So if it's bigger than 390, then it's going to be reset to 390. So it can't go over 390. And it's 390 because we have the snake size, so we have to subtract it from 400. Again, if we just put 400, it would work. It's just that if the width changes, then we're going to have to also update this. So just like this. So for example, if the snake is in position 500, that is bigger than 400 minus 10. So then the position of the snake is going to be reset to 390. And we do this for all of them. So for the next one, so if we do this, it only does this for one wall, right? So we want to do this for the other wall. And that is if x is smaller than 0, then x is equal to 0, right? So if the snake's position is less than 0, it will go back to 0. And then we do the same thing for the vertical. So if if snake y is bigger than than height minus snake size, snake y is equal to height minus snake size. And then if snake x, I keep forgetting it's snake x and not x. So if snake y is smaller than 0, then snake y equals 0. Nice. And then something that's going to be very helpful for us as well is to just know every time we move where the snake and where the food is. So we can just say print snake xy, and then also print food xy. Oh no, sorry. Snake x, snake y, food x. Oh. Okay, I think that should be good. And now, the most important thing is to, I forgot to do that, sorry. We have to actually check, right? So we have to check the collision. Okay, so to check the collision, what I like to do is I like to say if snake x is equal to food x, and snake y is equal to food y, print that just means you hide, right? So then after you do that, why is it in? Okay, after you do that, you just do score plus 1. Plus 1, because you're going to score plus 1. And then after this, we have to generate the food again. So food x equals random that, and then food y. We'll do the same thing. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm supposed to put 2. Okay, this is a big mistake we might make. Basically, when we're doing variables, we only have one equal, okay? So if we're to say anything like snake equals 0, okay? But when we're like if x equals something, it's true, right? That's why it was giving me a red line before. So right, so if we only have 1, it goes right. So if we have 2, it's all good. So yeah. Also, you can add emojis like this. You ate the food. Yay, you get sushi. Nice. Okay, next up, we're gonna draw the snake and the food, right? Because all this doesn't happen if we don't have something. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fill up the screen. So sure, let's have it. So here it just says we're gonna fill the screen in black, and it says black here because we define it here. we could also just say 0, 0, 0. It would also work. It's just like, it's kind of annoying. You can just do this and it's much easier. Okay, and next up, I love this to do this. It's just pygame.draw.rect, and then it does it for you. Nice. And then again, pygame.draw.rect. Sure, and now we just have to, instead of snake, this is for the X. Okay. Food again. Food size. Food size. Nice. Okay, so we're almost done. Well, then we have to debug. Okay, and after that, one important thing we have to do is update our screen. So to update our screen, this is really important. We're gonna do pygame.display .update. So pygame.display.update with these two, and then oh yeah, clock.tick. Clock.tick. Let's do 60. Basically, if we're seeing 60, it just means 60 frames per second. And then pygame.quit. And this is the code. Oh wait, no. One last thing. Basically, do you guys remember how here we put before score equals 0? And every time the snake eats a food, it gets it? Well, basically, we have to write it here. If not, it's not going to show. So font render. Oh, and also I forgot to define score. It's fine. So yeah, this. So basically, it's going to turn. So we have a string with the score. We're good. And then we have to do the screen blit. So screen.blit. Score text and 10. Okay, nice. And then we also have to define font. So let's just do it here. So font. Okay, this is everything. I'll show you guys the results. By the way, I had to change something. It wasn't working before. I had to change how we checked for the collision, because before it was basically you could generate it at any time, and the snake was moving at 2 pixels. So sometimes maybe the food could be at 200 and 100, so it would work, but maybe it could be at 207, the food, so then it wouldn't really match or would take more time. So I just made it like this, so now it's easier. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the results now. Okay, so here's the game. So basically, you eat the food, and as you did, it gets updated. So yeah, I'm gonna